Hello, everyone, and my name is Helen Bello. I'm the director of Welcome Home Toronto, which is a new thought and meditation center dedicated to the global spiritual movement of embodying the timeless truth of oneness. And we are a destination experience here in Toronto, but now we are a destination experience online, promoting mindfulness, oneness, and community through meditation classes, through workshops, and through this incredible summit that is going to take place on Saturday, April 4th from 1 to 5 p.m. with my guests, Dr. Mitch, who is a radiologist, an artist, an incredible facilitator, and he's going to talk more about his programs. I also have the beautiful Michel Pascal from Los Angeles, who is a transformational and spiritual, multi-talented meditation teacher, singer, composer, and film director, who tells me beforehand he doesn't really exist. This is just a made-up thing. We're all just made up, which is so fun and delightful. And then I have as well Dr. Bhante Saranapala, who is known as the one and only Buddhist urban monk in Canada. And he is also a part of a Netflix docuseries and a teacher of meditation classes in Greater Toronto. And I welcome all three of you. Thank you so much for being on this brief interview with me so that we can give people a taste of what Saturday's healthcare summit, medicinal arts summit is going to be like. So Mitch, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Thank you, Helen. So the healthcare summit is really about discussing conscious healthcare. And really, this is an opportunity for people to dive a little bit deeper into understanding energy from both Western scientific perspectives, but also from experiential Eastern wisdom. And I'm going to be sharing my experiences as a radiologist. We use energy to examine patients, and we don't use prescription pads or scalpel blades. So I'm going to help explain energy from not only that Western science, but I'll also share my own personal experiences as a patient following open heart surgery who experienced Western medicine, but also went off to India and got to experience a more holistic approach to health and wellness. And so the medicinal arts is a fun and engaging way for us to learn about energy, but most importantly, how can we each use this energy through meditation or mindful processes, and how can we each embody that, but also I think it's really important to also start looking at how we are now practically and tactically applying these perspectives into community. So this is what I'm so excited for the 4th, and to be able to share this with Michel and Bhante and yourself. I'm over the moon. I'm so excited.
I'm excited as well. And my one question to you is, why is this so relevant at this time as we're in the midst of this global pandemic?
Well, I mean, it's interesting because the relevance to this, even before this COVID outbreak, we're dealing with a mental health epidemic. Literally, I would even call it a pandemic that we're experiencing. And as we begin to understand the emerging research, we're starting to see that we can each empower ourselves with this knowledge to learn how to not only self-regulate and to reduce stress and anxiety, but even more so, how can we boost our immune systems? How can we optimize our biophysiology? And so in this particular moment, definitely this subject matter and this type of knowledge is even more paramount and really needs to get out into the world, and people really need to start not even understanding it, but also really start using it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And interesting you talk about boosting our immune system, because Michel, I'm going to come over to you now, and you talk a lot about how meditation is so important in reducing stress in the body, in the mind, so that our immune systems are boosted. So I'm going to ask you to speak a little bit to that, please.
We live a spiritual war. it's not an interesting situation. It's more than that. It's a spiritual war. I will say it's a spiritual Big Bang. It's a spiritual Big Bang. Of course, there is no debate. We need meditation. We need to calm our mind. Because when we quiet our mind, immediately we upgrade our immune system. It is not a Buddhist opinion. It's a reality that any medical studies prove since many years. So science rediscover what we know in any spirituality since the beginning of the time. For me, it is not the question. The question it's not if we need meditation. The question for me was all time how to meditate in this world. So I will share with you during the summit the blessing, the amazing experience that I live every day since 5 years with the prisoners of Los Angeles. We develop at Amity Foundation a totally different approach of meditation. And we have probably one of the highest positive rate of America for the prisoners. And as you know, prisoners, this is a population the most affected by the stress, depression, suicide, trauma, and PTSD. So we developed a totally new approach of meditation. Since 5 years, we give 1,000 sessions with this program. At the end of each session, we make a survey and we ask to each prisoner, how do you feel? Since 5 years, 100% of the prisoners say, it's amazing how immediately we feel better. So this is that how it works, this new approach of meditation. This is that we will share for the summit. And just that I want to say to you also, Helen and Mitch and Bhante, I am super happy to be with you because when I know your work, Bhante and Urban Monk, Mitch, what you do, Helen, what you do, I think it's just my experience. But for me, you are the future of the spirituality because you have understood that religion, spirituality, meditation must be recreated, must be adapted to our world. I would like just to finish with one of the prisoners said to me a few months ago. He said, Michel, if you say to me as a prisoner, take a deep breath, be focused on your breath, you are not respectful. You don't imagine how my life is difficult. And I say to him, no worry, my brother, I will never say that to you. So I think, and I am so glad to share with Bhante this, and with Mitch, because for me and with you, Helen, you are, I don't say that to be kind. I think, and we know in Buddhism, all is karmic. We have a karmic meeting all together. We must be end by end. We are complementary. Me, I come from music. I use my voice as a singer to quiet the mind. Bhante, you are a monk. Mitch, you are a scientist. Helen, you are an expert in yoga, in well-being. But I think that if we have this summit, it's because we have a karmic meeting at this moment in our life to recreate spirituality, to recreate meditation. When you say urban monk, it's so close what we do. It's to meditate inside the stress. Urban monk, to bring spirituality in the chaos. Not to say, come with me in a monastery, in the fantasy of a monastery, not at all. We live in a monastery. We live in the war. So I think this summit is an exceptional experience. And we are all together. We are a different flower in the same bouquet. We are complementary. We come from different experiences, but I feel we have the same goal The same goal is to say we must recreate a new spirituality. The time to say, oh, my friend, come to whom to meditate like that, it's not at all adapted to our world. Science with what you do, Mitch. When I discover your work, it's fascinating. Hélène, the same, what you do in your center. So I am super glad to be with you. And I think all together we have a big responsibility. We have a big responsibility in this summit. It's not to talk about meditation and give a lot of data and say we need meditation. How can we say that to the world today? How can we say to a child? How can we say to someone who wants to commit suicide, depression? I live in downtown LA, surrounded by homeless. People are losing the job. How can we say to anyone, oh, my friend, take a deep breath? This time is over. It's not, as the prisoner said to me, he was my teacher. He said, if you say that, you are not respectful. Just to copy paste your teaching. So really, I appreciate this time together. And we have this karmic meeting. We must be end by end together. And when people will see this summit, they will say those two bold guys, plus Mitch and Hélène, all together.
I'm almost there.
I will put a hat, but I hope they will say, those four people, they open a new door instead of to say, oh, let's meditate whenever. This time for me, it's totally over. It was over, but now it's absolutely over.
What I hear in that is the application of a demonstratable, scientifically proven embodiment as a living, breathing organism that is at that high vibration of love and living from that place. And so, and I see how, the three of you just have this wonderful opportunity to intersect science, spirituality, and the embodiment of how to actually be it in the world and apply it in our lives and for some people many of us as in such a challenging time. And so thank you for that, Michel. And I'd like to turn it over to you, Bhante, I know you're working with people that are in crises as well, and just how this summit can really support people in coming into the recognition of who they are and what they can express in the world.
Well, thank you, Helen, for inviting me to be a part of this health summit. And thanks to my good friend, Mitch, who actually came to see me here. And we have been actually friends for now 5 to 6 years. And Mitch knows what I'm doing. And I did hear about you, Helen, and also I did hear about Michel. And on that day, actually, I had another engagement to speak at another summit. Keynote. I had to give a keynote speech. But then Mitch said, Bhante, we really need you. And I said, okay, let me talk to the organizers of other conference. Let me see whether I can be the first speaker so that after my speech, I can go to yours. And I was able to manage that. And then this crisis came. And so, but at least online, we are able to join and help the people. Well, this is going to be an amazing summit. I think the theme, the name that you have chosen for the summit, Health Summit. And health is very important, as Buddha said in Pali, in ancient word, it's called Arogya Parama Labha. That means, the health is the highest gift. That is the highest gift So I think the mental health is very important, as well as the physical health. For the physical health, you can go to fitness club or gym, or you can do some exercise, you can go for a walk. So that is good for your physical health, physical fitness. But for the mental fitness, mental health, we all need in meditation. Meditation can be done by anyone. Helen, I would like to tell you something. I have been conducting a weekly meditation class since 1995, right here in GTA. And this is my 25th year. I have never canceled my weekly programs because of this coronavirus. I had to cancel.
The first for
But
all of us.
so now I was able to help people from all walks of life. And I think almost all of you know how I became so famous in the world when I started teaching mindfulness meditation to Canadian police, a group of Canadian police, and my program went viral. And after that, so many people came and so many organizations and all these paramedics, firefighters, police officers from different police departments, and the people from the corporate world also started approaching me for mindfulness meditation sessions. And so I have been doing these sessions for many years, and I was able to help so many people. And one good news was on CTV National News, by the way, 2 years ago, how, Mental Health Awareness Day, CTV National News spoke to one of my students, and I would call friends, that are not a student, not a client, forget about client or student, that's my good friend. And I was able to help him save his life through meditation. So meditation works for everyone. And there are some stories I normally tell people to explain why we need to meditate, how you could do it. And I have my own way of explaining it. I'm not going to tell you this story right now, okay? I'm going to tell that story on the summit day. Just be patient. It's a very powerful story. It's a story told by the Buddha, but I have modernized it a bit, okay? And then I explain how, why we need to practice meditation, how we can we do it. And I had developed my own meditation technique, and I call it SSMK meditation technique. On summit day, I'm going to explain what it means, not right now. So I would like all the viewers to be patient, come on that day, to listen to this powerful story, to learn this powerful meditation technique that can be done by anyone. Guess what? Meditation works for everyone. It's good for everyone, and anyone can do it. As Michel said, we all are here. You don't need to go to the monastery, or you don't need to go to the forest to meditate. If you like, you can go, but the world is the monastery. The world is the forest, and that's why my friends started calling me urban Buddhist monk. It's actually not that I came up with this. It was my friends who branded me with this title. So now I became known in the world as the urban Buddhist monk. So I'm interacting with people. I have been doing a lot of soup kitchens, my kindfulness work for years. And then I have a great mission to call every country a mindful and kind nation. And for past 4 years, I have been organizing annual conference. I have dubbed that conference as the Kindful Canada Symposium. Actually, Mitch was one of the speakers for all these years, and he also actually composed a song for me using my words. And you composed what do you call it, music? And maybe on that day you
A
can
song.
play a song.
I serenaded you.
Yeah. So so what I'm doing is I'm trying to spread kindness, compassion, and I want to call every country a mindful and kind nation. And Michel, guess what? Soon I will be coming to United States, officially calling United States of America a mindful and kind nation. I have introduced this program to other countries, to Malaysia, Bangladesh, and Africa, and and this is like how the virus is spreading. There's a coronavirus. Now coronavirus was able to bring people to a new consciousness, and now we can use the positive side. That is what I call kindfulness. I want to spread this kindfulness across the world to promote mental health, which is good for everyone, no matter what religion you belong to, what cultural background you belong to, what political party you support. It doesn't really matter. These are price tags. But we as human beings have these beautiful qualities: mindfulness, kindness, and kindfulness. Anyone can practice this. And on that day, on Summit Day, I'm going to explain more, tell you more stories.
Love that.
I love it. And I'm so honored that the three of you are committing your time, your expertise, but also your love, from your heart, to really come together and create something and offer something to people that they can walk away and use practically, the information, the techniques, the experience to be a little kinder to themselves in all of this, to quiet and calm their mind, to touch back into that beautiful, beautiful, loving space within each and every person that does exist, and take that kindness out into the world. And I'm in awe. Thank you. I really am. And I'm also hoping, I know Mitch is going to use some art as well in this summit. And I'm hoping maybe even just a little bit of music, like take a risk.
We'll see. Yeah, perhaps we'll serenade again.
Well, I'm like now gonna nudge you towards that, and Michel as well. I mean, your beautiful, beautiful voice, and again, how music takes us to a place of inner peace and calm and expression of, whatever we want to call this energy that we all have. So thank you. I'm going to bring this to a close. I'm going to invite everyone to join us two ways: on Zoom, as well as on Facebook Live. The Zoom link is on our website, Welcome Om. So that's omtoronto.com. And I will put the link up as well as the link to our Welcome Home to a Body, Mind, Spirit Connection Facebook page. So those links will be up for people so that they can register for the Zoom or be on Facebook Live. And what an incredible afternoon this is going to be on Saturday afternoon from 1 to 5 p.m. Thank you. I am blessed. I am honored. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedules to be with me today and to share your gifts. And I look forward to Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hélène.
Thank you.
Thank you to each of you. And again, the question, it's not if we need to meditate or if we need to be kinder. The question is, how can we do that in this world, especially in this war? And I think it's really beautiful in this summit to bring experience totally different, but with the same goal, to calm the mind. I will finish by the song that I sing with Deepak Chopra and Gabriela Wright. When we calm our mind, we can change the world.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. I look forward to that. Thank you again. Many, many blessings to you all. And
All my love to each of you. Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
Mitch.
you.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you, my
thank
family.
you.
Thank you, my family.
Yes,
Helen.
I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, I will see you on Saturday. I will sing a kindful song too without
Oh, I
music.
love that.
Fabulous. Fabulous. I will have the three of you singing. I will not sing, but I will just take it all in.
I love it. I love it. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Thank you again for all of you. And I really look forward to next week.
I do as well. Thank you.